So in this video, I'll be taking you through the latest developments concerning the retrial of the nurse Lucy Letby. Lucy Letby is currently standing trial on one count of attempted murder. The information provided in this video is from the live reporting taken directly from inside the courtroom. The trial is now resuming, with jurors presented with pages of agreed facts. Simon Driver prosecuting reads out agreed facts in relation to how the neonatal unit was accessed through swipe cards. The jury hears the Countess of Chester Hospital was reclassed as a Level 1 unit in July 2016. The decision was made by the hospital trust itself. The court also hears no post-mortem examination was carried out for child K. Mr. Driver says another agreed fact is Lucy Letby was arrested on 3 occasions, listing when and where they happened, once in Chester and twice at her parents' home in Hereford. Mr. Driver explains when Lucy Letby was interviewed by police. A total of 13 interviews took place in July 2018. In June 2019 she was interviewed 14 times over 3 days. In November 2020, there were 3 more interviews. Mr. Driver says items seized from Letby's Chester address included a smartphone, the digital contents of which were extracted and are the source of the messages presented as part of the trial. A digital forensic investigator later accessed her Facebook and email accounts, which included Facebook searches. Mr. Driver reads out an agreed fact in relation to Letby's murder and attempted murder convictions. Letby was convicted last year of the murders of 7 babies and the attempted murders of 6 other infants at the Countess of Chester Hospital between June 2015 and June 2016. A witness statement is read out from Dr. Kamalanathan, who was at Arrow Park Hospital. He had a role in transferring child K to the hospital. He was made aware of child K's gestational age and birth weight of 692 grams. He said he and the transport team would have arrived at the Countess of Chester Hospital just before 9 AM in an ambulance with blue lights active. He says there were some episodes where child K's oxygen saturations dropped. He said he introduced himself to the parents and examined child K, including the positioning of the ET tube. Fluids were increased for child K and the oxygen requirement had gone up to high amounts. He shared his concerns about child K with the parents in relation to high oxygen requirements and low blood pressure. An X-ray was requested to check the ET tube positioning and that there was no leak. A plan was made to transfer child K at 1 PM. He adds that when they arrived, child K was unwell, and it was not uncommon for a 25-week gestational age baby to require high oxygen. He adds the team would have used blue light ambulance to transfer to Arrow Park. Dr. Kamalanathan notes he had a conversation with the Arrow Park team to prepare them for child K's arrival. The transfer itself was uneventful. Child K was still unwell upon arrival at Arrow Park. A second statement from the doctor reaffirms that he did not have to re-intubate child K during the transfer. Another statement from Dr. Danielle Gardner, now a paediatric cardiologist at Alderhay Children's Hospital, but at the time working at Arrow Park, is read out by Mr. Driver. She explains what facilities Arrow Park has to offer for babies born from 23-week gestational age. Dr. Gardner refers to the care of child K for February 19th to 20th, where the baby girl's condition was deteriorating. Child K's parents were updated and child K was baptised. The baby girl was on 100% oxygen requirement and her blood pressure had worsened. The parents were informed that child K was unlikely to recover. The parents asked Dr. Gardner if now was the right time to withdraw treatment for child K. Dr. Gardner advised it was. Child K was taken to her parents for cuddles. The baby girl died at 5:28 AM. The cause of death was noted as severe respiratory distress and extreme prematurity. Detective Sergeant Danielle Stonier of Cheshire Constabulary is called to the courtroom. She confirms to Mr. Driver she conducted some of the interviews with Lucy Letby. Members of the jury have a transcript of some of the police interviews in their jury bundle. The relevant parts of the 2018 video interviews are now played as a compilation to the court. Lucy Letby in 2018 is asked about child K. She says she does not remember the 3:50 AM event on February 17th with any clarity, and her memory of child K was that she was a tiny baby. She says she can read from the notes that child K's ET tube had slipped from reading Melanie Taylor's notes. She says she does not remember being present when that happened. Letby says she does not remember the other events for child K that night. A video from Letby's 2019 police interviews is now played to the court, with Letby asked questions about child K. Asked about whether she was stood by child K's incubator at the time, she says she does not remember. Asked if she agrees she was standing there doing nothing while child K's saturation levels were dropping and alarms were switched off, Letby says she does not agree. Letby was asked about why she might not react to a baby's saturation levels dropping. She replied she might have been waiting to see if she self-corrected. A written statement by Nurse Elizabeth Morgan, Nursing Advisory Consultant, is read out by Mr. Driver. She gives her professional opinion on the situation. She says it is very unlikely that a nurse would leave the incubator unless they were confident the baby was stable and the ET tube was in place, and would alert a nursing colleague to tend to that baby if an alarm should sound in their absence. She adds in her professional experience in a poorly saturating baby of child K's gestational age, it would be standard good nursing practice to observe the baby, ascertain any causing changes and take any corrective action, calling for help from nursing staff if necessary. A series of checks would be carried out, including if the ET tube had been dislodged. She added, "I do not believe it would be normal nursing practice to wait and see if the baby self-corrected." That concludes the case for the prosecution. Mr. Myers says it would be preferable for the defence case to begin on Monday, with the defendant expected to be giving evidence. The judge says he has regard to timetabling and the appropriate course would be to start the case on Monday with a view to seeing the defence case end on Tuesday. The judge says the week after next, as the court is not sitting on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, he will give legal directions and sum up the case. He adds it is likely at this stage the jury will begin their deliberations that week, commencing July 1st. Okay, so just to summarise that, basically this is the close of the prosecution case and Lucy Letby herself is due to give evidence from Monday. That's due to take place maybe Monday and Tuesday. There will then be the closing speeches from both the prosecution and the defence, and the judge needs to sum up the case. But next week there will be no court on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So the judge expects the jury to begin their deliberations on the week commencing July 1st. As always, many thanks for joining me for this video. I look forward to seeing you all again for the next one. Take care. Cheers.